Hi, I'm Stein, strength and conditioning coach at Montrose Christian, and we're about to go through active warm-up for basketball players. The warm-up process is an extremely important yet often neglected part of the preparation for basketball players. And it's important to understand that warming up and stretching out are not the same thing. The first thing we're going to take the players through is an actual warm-up where the goal is to raise their core temperature 2 to 3 degrees, make their muscles, tendons, and ligaments more elastic, and get their joints ready to play. When the first guy's a couple steps in front, next guy goes. Go ahead, Adrian. There you go, good. When you get to midcourt, you'll jog to the far corner over here, Antoine, and everybody else is following you. There you go. And then you'll backpedal hands high. The whole point of the warm-up is to get the players sweating, get them loose, and mentally prepare them for the workout, practice, or game to follow. When you get to the end, we'll jog to the other side and do the same thing coming back. I believe in order to prepare basketball players, it's important that you go through all of the basketball movements, which is what we're doing right now. We're incorporating a defensive slide to make sure the muscles of the hips and groin are loose. We're incorporating a forward jog or sprint, and then a back pedal. Everything we're doing now is at about 50 to 60% of maximal effort. There you go, turn this way, down to this corner. Attaboy, good. And then you'll just jog back to the starting point. Good. Keep it going. That looks good, fellas. Looks good. Pick it up just a little bit. Not only are we preparing the players' bodies, but we're preparing their minds. We're making sure that they're mentally focused and ready to play. The guy in front of you gets in midcourt, the next guy can go. There you go, perfect, perfect. Just follow the leader, there you go. Our big X. Hands high on the back pedal, hands high on the back pedal. Really reach back. Looking good, looking good. You can stop when you get down there, Antoine. When the guy in front of you gets the elbow, next guy can go. Preparation is vital to success. We believe it's important to go through a standard warm-up before every strength and conditioning workout, before every practice, and before every game to create some consistency. Let's go one more time. When our players go through the warm-up, mentally they know that they're about to work at 100% level. There you go, nice and low, active hands. Good principles on the defensive slides. Big step slide, and you can hold up there, Antoine. We can do the warm-up for time, we can do it for reps. A thorough warm-up should last anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. And you can do these drills. We had them do 1 rep or 2 reps of each different exercise. You could have them do 5 or 6, or we can sometimes put time on the clock and have them go 2 minutes or 3 minutes per drill. The next thing we do, which I think is very unique, is called dynamic flexibility. I really believe the days of just sitting on your backside and stretching is an old school mentality. We want to prepare our players actively for the workout or the game to follow. First thing we're going to do, fellas, is just walking on the tiptoes. We'll take everything to the far sideline. Just walking on the tiptoes as high as you can. Ready, go. We try and warm them up from the ground up. So we want to make sure the ankles, the Achilles are properly warmed up. When you get to the end, just jog back to the start. It's just a nice, easy jog back. That'll keep that warm-up effect. There we go. Now we're coming back on the heels, toes up. Toes up, just walking on the heels. The active warm-up also allows, as a coach, it keeps the players organized, it keeps them focused, and makes sure that we're doing something productive. And again, we firmly believe that we need to do this type of preparation before every type of workout. Jog back to the start, whether it's a strength and conditioning off-season workout, whether it's an in-season practice, or right before a championship game, the preparation is the same. Now we'll go with the Frankenstein march. Kicking legs straight to opposite fingertip. Working on the hamstrings. Start out nice and easy. As you start to get loose, go through a bigger range of motion. I also find that the old method of sitting down and stretching actually disengages the athlete. Mentally, they turn off, they put on the cruise control. By having them actively perform these different exercises, they're actually being really productive. We'll step and hug knee to chest. Step and hug knee to chest. As tight as you can. Ready, go. We want to make sure that we properly address all of the major muscle groups used in basketball. So we start at the ankles. We do some stuff for the hamstrings, around the knees, and the hip and groin is especially important. Hug it in nice and tight. Looking good, guys. And let's go with our pointers next. Legs straight, toe pointed straight up, reaching down with the opposite hand. Get a good pause at the bottom, stretching the calves and hamstrings. Ready, go. Take your time. Don't be in any hurry. We try to eliminate all bouncing and jerking movements. Anything ballistic, there's a higher chance of injury. Good pause at the bottom. And you can also see we have a variety of different ages and levels. This kind of stuff can be done even as early as elementary school, all the way up through the professional ranks. Looking good, guys, looking good. And we'll now hug heel to backside, heel to backside. Pull it in, nice and tight. Just walking. Ready, go. I really and firmly believe that your warm-up sets the tone for the workout, the practice, or the game that is to follow. And if you want to reduce your player's chance of injury and you want to maximize their performance on the court, it's really important that you set aside 5, 10, 15 minutes to go through a thorough warm-up every single time they're going to take the court. We'll go to our eagle next. Down nice and deep, press out on those knees, get a good pause, and then flip it. Same thing. Ready, go. This is one of the most important of the dynamic flexibility that we do because it addresses the muscles of the groin and hips. Looking good, guys. Looks real good. Next one, we'll get our over the fence. We'll turn and face this way. You're going to lift your knee up and rotate it out as if we're stepping back over a fence. It's coming up and over, up and over. Ready, go. Yep, lift it as high as you can. This works the muscles of the hip flexors as well as loosens up the hip joint. It's great, guys. There you go. Lift it up as high as you can. Excellent. Last one we'll do, fellas, is our low lunge. Step out as far as you can. Both palms on the ground, inside of your knee. Get a good pause at the bottom. And repeat on the other side. Get down nice and deep. Ready, go. There we go, good. By keeping the players moving and keeping them active, we also maintain the light sweat that they got from the warm-up. So instead of disengaging them and having them sit in a circle and stretch sitting on their backside, we keep them moving the entire time, so the warm-up effect is not lost. Now, as you know, we don't always have the luxury of using a full court to warm up. Lots of times, and we'll do a warm-up when we're traveling on the road. Sometimes we'll have such limited space, we may have to do the warm-up inside of the locker room, maybe in a classroom or a hallway, or maybe if it's during an off-season workout, someone else is using the gym and we need to use the weight room downstairs. It's not an excuse to skip the warm-up. So now we're going to do what's called our stationary warm-up. You guys can come up this way. Let's just line up on the gray line right here. This is a warm-up you can use if you're very limited on space. So we're going to go now back to the actual warm-up part. Spread out just a little bit. This would take the place of the full court drills we did just a few minutes ago. The first thing we're going to do, feet 6 inches apart, we're just going line jumps, front to back, over the line. Ready, go. We'll do everything for time. This is a great way to warm up the muscles of the ankles, knees, and hips, but it's also going to get a light sweat going. You'll see a little sweat on their forehead. You'll see them breathing heavy. We can do everything for time. You can do it anywhere from 20 seconds to a minute, depending on what you're looking for. And everybody turn to their right. And now we'll go side to side jump. Same thing. Ready, go. And then turn back to the front. And now we'll do our over-unders where we're just switching places as quick as you can. But don't let your feet touch the line. Actually pick them up. Ready, go. We've done this warm-up before games all over the world, all over the country. It doesn't matter how limited space you have, you can always make sure that you get in a proper warm-up. And relax. And then we'll turn to this right one more time, and we'll do our crisscross. Alternating again. Don't let them touch the line. Ready, go. If you were to do these 4 exercises for a minute each, that 4 minutes will be a very thorough warm-up. It'll get the players, again, engaged and ready to play. Now we'll face the camera. And just walking in place, just knee to chest. We're going to do some of the same dynamic flexibility movements we just did, but we'll do them stationary. Ready, go. Just hugging it in nice and tight. It's important to note before a game, prior to the players taking the floor to do whatever your pregame warm-ups are, whether it's 2-line layups, what have you, your players should be warmed up and actively stretched out before they take the floor for those 20 minutes. So this is something we would do, again, down in the locker room before we come up and take the floor to play. Now just hugging heel to backside, heel to backside. Same thing, just in place. Now let's just do our stationary pointers. Point straight up, toe up. There you go. Get a good pause at the bottom. Excellent. And now we'll go to our stationary eagle. So we'll get down in a defensive squat. We'll put your fingertips on the ground. I want you to raise your hips up as high as you can without letting your fingers leave the ground. And then come back down. So we'll raise up as high as you can and then come back down. Count out 8 of those on your own. Nice and slow. At the bottom of this, we're stretching out the muscles of the groin and hips. At the top, when the legs are extended, we're stretching out the muscles of the hamstrings and calves and low back. This is one of the best overall stretches you can do. The next one we're going to do is called our scorpion. Players are going to lay face down, arms spread to the side, making a big cross. And they're going to take their heel, try and put their heel and touch their opposite hand, keeping their shoulders on the ground. Ready, go. Count out 8 of these, 4 each side. Get a good pause. This is great for stretching out the muscles of the trunk and core, the abs and hip flexors. It's excellent upper body stretch, stretches out the chest and shoulders. Count out 8 each side. Looks great, fellas. Keep it up. Once you get 8, you can stand up. Just partner up with the guy behind you. We're going to go thumbs down. So you guys here, this group go first. You can still face the camera. Go thumbs down. Let's stretch out the muscles of the shoulders, biceps. You're going to try and keep your torso upright, head up. With any type of partner stretching we do, it's also important we emphasize communication, that you guys are talking to each other. If they can go up a little bit higher, take them up a little higher. If it's at a point of tension, let them know that's good. And then let's switch. Turn around and get your partner. Depending on how much time you have, your warm-up and dynamic flexibility can be done in as little as 7 or 8 minutes or take as long as 15 to 20, depending on what your goals are. And then last one, let's just turn around, face your partner. We'll crisscross, grab wrists, and both guys lean back. Stretch out the muscles of the back. Grip. There you go. Make sure you hold on nice and tight. We're going to do our leg swing circuit. You get one guy in the middle. I want you to face at 45 degrees, and let's swing the leg. Let's get 20 each side, 20 each leg. You can't underestimate the importance of making sure the muscles of the hips and groin are properly warmed up. All of the different exercises we do, you can do for time, you can do for reps. Something like this, you can do anywhere from 15 to 45 seconds, or in this case, we're having them do 20 swings each side. So just as a quick review, it's important that you warm up before every workout, whether it's an off-season workout, an in-season practice, or even right before your championship game. Setting that consistency will keep your players organized, it'll keep them focused, and it's the most productive way to prepare players to play. Over the last few years, I've developed a workout that only uses a basketball in order to strengthen the muscles of the core, the abs, the obliques, the hips, and the low back. That's an area that's often injury-prone with basketball players, but is also an area, if you can dramatically improve the strength of your core, it makes you a better athlete. You'll be able to run faster, you'll be able to jump higher. What makes this workout a little bit different is we're using auxiliary muscles as well as using the muscles of the low back, hips, and core. We're working the muscles of the fingers and forearms as well as the shoulder. All of this core training and stability training is going to make an athlete less likely to get injured on the court. The first exercise we're going to do is plank position with hands on the ball. Athletes will assume a plank position. The ball will be directly under their shoulders, hands on the ball. They're not going to let their hips sink or their backside stick straight up in the air. We're going to hold this position here for 30 seconds. All right, ready? Got you on the clock. Go. Because the ball is round, it provides an unstable surface, which is going to tax the muscles of the hands and fingers, the elbows and shoulders, as well as working the muscles of the core. 10 seconds. As a player gets fatigued, you'll start to see they'll start to shake a little bit. That's when we know it's working. The next exercise, which is a progressive movement from the regular plank, is plank with knee to elbow. Players will assume a plank position. They'll bring a knee up, literally touch their elbow, and put it straight back, alternating side to side. Ready? Let's do 3 each side. Go. This drill can be done for time. It can be done for a desired number of reps. As you can see, it requires a whole lot of balance and stability in both the upper body as well as the core. This is a great exercise for working the muscles of the hip flexors. The next one is plank with feet on the ball. By putting your feet on the ball, you're really involving the obliques, the muscles that run up the side of the rib cage. So we'll put the ball here. We'll be in a push-up position. Your toes will be at 90 degrees on the ball, and we'll just hold. Natural inclination, the ball's going to want to roll from side to side. There, you're using your obliques to prevent that from happening. So we're just going to hold here for 30 seconds. Ready? Go. And just hold. Excellent. "15 seconds. These guys make this drill look easy. This is actually one of the more difficult drills you can do. A step up from plank with feet on the ball is actually assuming a plank position with feet on ball, and you're going to slowly walk your feet in until you're in a crouch position. So you're going to be here, you're going to slowly walk your feet in, and then walk your feet back out. Walk feet in, walk them back out. All right, ready? Give that one a try. Just take your time, little small steps. There you go. That's it. You want to get into a tight position, then walk right back out. Excellent. Now we're incorporating the muscles and tendons and ligaments in the ankles. Again, working the hip flexors. This takes a tremendous amount of concentration and focus. These are not easy drills. The last in our series of prone plank positions, we're going to have one foot on the ball in a plank position, and you'll bring the knee of the foot that is not on the ball to the opposite elbow. So we're going to balance here, and you're going to bring your knee across your body, put it straight back. Knee across your body, put it straight back. Then we can switch. All right, let's give that one a try, fellas. As with all of our exercises, we start in the most basic form, and we try to progress to some very, very difficult movements. Excellent job, Darren. You have no idea how hard it is to balance your foot on a ball until you try it. It's okay. You guys are doing fine. Just give it a good effort. And that's good, fellas. Again, not only are we working the player's core, is extremely taxing on the muscles of the hands and wrists and elbows and shoulders. And now when we're doing a plank exercise with a foot on the ball, we're also working the muscles of the ankle. The last one we'll do is a plank position, but we'll actually face up. Try and get some shoulder flexibility. We'll put your heels out, and we're just going to hold right here. Try and keep your hips up as high as you can, and just hold. Try not to let your hips sink. A lot of stress on the shoulders. And we'll hold there for 30 seconds. And up. Try and keep your feet straight. Yep, and just hold. Don't let your backside touch the ball. That's perfect. And we're just holding. Got you on the clock. Try and draw your hips up. Raise your hips up to the sky as high as you can. And time. Excellent. And that's the actual plank series of the core portion of this workout. The next one in our series is called wood chopper, which is basically a traditional sit-up, but we're incorporating the ball, which is going to help improve finger strength, as well as take their mind off the fact that we're actually working the abs. We'll assume a sit-up position, legs slightly bent. You're going to touch the ball above your head and then between your legs. All right, ready? I encourage the players to slam the ball as hard as they can to help improve grip strength, holding on to the ball. Make sure we turn at a 45-degree angle. So get your feet facing the corner. Count out 20 of them as fast as you can. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Quick, quick and hard. There you go. Excellent, excellent. We're working the muscles of the abdominals while we're still strengthening the hands and forearms. Again, these drills can be done for time or for reps. You can have players do anywhere from 20 to 50 of them as fast as possible. You could also do the same thing for a minute. If you really want to make it fun and encourage some competitive spirit, you can say first player to get 50, get some type of bonus at the end of the workout or at the end of the practice. The next one in our core series will be toe touches with feet in the air. Players will lie on their backs, try and keep their legs as straight as possible. Ball's coming from overhead, up, touching the shoestrings. Ball will touch the top every time, up to the shoestrings, trying to keep the heels pointed up to the sky. All right? Count out 20 of those as fast as you can. Legs straight up in the air, ready, go. There you go. Quick, 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 quick. Our next drill will be our twists. Now we're going to work some of the muscles of the obliques, getting some good rotational movement. Players will sit on their backsides. They'll actually raise their feet about 6 inches off the ground. We're going to twist from side to side. Now in our twist, we don't want just arm movement. We want to try and turn the shoulders 180 degrees, put the ball behind the hip. So we're twisting side to side, behind the hip, quick as you can. 20 of those as quick as you can, 10 each side. Ready, go. As much upper body, there you go, twist as much as you can. By elevating the feet off the ground, it puts a tremendous amount of strain on the abdominal wall, which is what we're looking to do. Excellent. Our next drill are called our figure eights. We'll assume the same position as we did for the twists, but a player is going to bring their knee to their face, put the ball underneath it, back and forth. So we're making a figure eight pattern, quick as we can. Ready, get 20 of those. So it'll be 10 under each leg. Ready, go. Excellent. This is one of the best core exercises you can do. Works the hip flexors, works the abs, works on a little ball handling and focus as well. There you go, quick, quick, quick. The next one is a little more of an advanced movement of what we just did, kind of combines the last couple exercises. Players will actually lie fully extended. They're going to raise their feet 6 inches off the ground. They're going to pull one knee to their chest, touch their shoestrings, and then put the ball back. Knee to chest, touch the shoestrings. Every time the ball comes up top, every time both legs go flat. All right? Same thing, 20. We'll get 10 each side. Don't let your heels touch the ground. Pull it in nice and tight. Start off slow and then speed up. Ready, go. Just one leg in, and there you go. And then they both go straight. There you go. Then go back. Yep. Now tug this one in. Excellent. Back. Excellent. Excellent. All the exercises in this series are going to get progressively harder. With most of these drills, especially as they get progressively more difficult, you can do them for as little as 20 to 25 seconds, all the way up to a minute, minute and 30 once a player's mastered that. You can do them as few as maybe 4 to 5 reps each side, all the way up to 20 to 25 reps. The next one, which is almost more of a flexibility type exercise because we're just really looking at a lot of torso rotation. Players will have a seat. They're going to put the ball behind their hip and then turn and pick it up as quick as they can. Turn, pick up, turn, pick up. They want to try not to roll the ball as that'd be cheating. So you want to set it behind the hip and then pick it up on the other side. Quick as you can. Let's get 5 going to the right, 5 going to the left. Ready? Go. There you go. Good. Quick as you can. Yep. Just try and set it there and pick it up. There you go. Fast as you can. Fast as you can. Excellent work, guys. That looks great. Here's another core exercise that also help a little bit with flexibility. We'll be in the same position we were for the bicycle. Legs straight, except we're coming up with a full sit-up, touching the toes. Full sit-up, touching the toes. Getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch at the top, making sure we were nice and long. Let's get 10 of those. Legs fairly straight, touch the ball, and then sit all the way up. Ready? Yep. Try and come down, touch your shoestrings. There you go. Get 10. Our next drill is our partner pass, where we'll assume the same position we have for some of the previous exercises. I'll actually be sitting on my backside, legs extended, and I'm going to throw with a partner. He's going to throw the ball away from the midline of my body. I'm going to catch it, bring it in, chest it, and pass it back. Thank you. That's cool. All right, ready? If you 3 guys can hop up and grab a partner. Same thing. Get 10 total throws. Throw the ball away from their midline. I want you guys to slam it, chest it, and pass it back. Ready? Go. There you go. Really challenge them. Throw it high, throw them low, throw them right, throw them left. The last one we'll do in this series is called get-ups. And this is actually one of the more difficult drills to do, although it sounds very easy. Players are going to sit on their backside. Ball underneath their chin. Their goal is to get to their feet as quick as they can without letting the ball, or preferably anything in their upper body, touch the ground. There's several ways you can do this. They can roll to a knee and get up as quick as possible. And they can do that on both sides, quick as you can. You can also crisscross your feet and just squat to a standing position. I'm going to have you each do 6 of those as quick as you can. Just get up any way you want. Don't let the ball or your upper body touch the ground. Ready? Go. There you go. Hold the ball as tight as you can. Ready? Right back down. Quick as you can. Up. Don't let anything touch the ground. There you go. Go. Quick as you can. Keep both hands on the ball, Adrian. Quick as you can. Quick as you can. Now that we've worked primarily on the muscles of the abs, the obliques, the low back and hips, certainly incorporated some finger and shoulder stability, we're going to do a couple exercises to strengthen the legs and hips, and then a few to do the upper body. We've all done traditional wall sits, working on the muscles of the quads and hips. Now by adding the pinching of the ball in between the knees, we're working the muscles of the groin, and they're going to have to hold it pretty tight so that I can't knock it out. We'll do everything for 30 seconds. Ready? Go. There you go. Hands up. Good rebound position. There we go. Good. Good. That's it. Good. That's it. Don't let it go. There you go. Good. Hold on nice and tight. 20 seconds. Squeeze those knees. Very important that basketball players develop a lot of strength in the groin and hip area to prevent injury. The next one we'll do to incorporate some instability is we'll do the same wall sit, but we'll put one foot on the ball. The bottom leg will need to be parallel to the ground. So we'll sit here, put one foot on top, back leg parallel to the ground. We'll hold our box out position here. This way most of the stress is on the leg that's on the ground. All right, let's hold there. We'll go 20 seconds each side. Get down nice and low and hold. Hands up. A lot of what we do in basketball is off of one foot or one leg, so it's important that we build a tremendous amount of strength in each leg and eliminate as many strength and differences as possible. And let's switch to the other side. The next drill we'll do, which is great for strengthening the muscles of the legs, hips, and core, is a partner sissy squat, where we'll actually be using another teammate to anchor your legs in so that your hips stay in a fixed position. Player will go down to a 90-degree angle, twist from side to side to work their core, and then come back up. We're going to try and get 4 to 6 good reps on this. As his partner, I will sit down. I'm going to lock my legs behind his. I'm going to lock my arms behind his knees so that he's not going anywhere, and he'll go ahead and sit back. And then twist side to side. And that's 1. We'll get 4 of these. Nice work. Down nice and deep. I got you. You're not falling. Yep, you're good. 1 more. Our last 2 drills in our core and stability workout are actually a variance of the push-up, which is going to strengthen the muscles of the chest, shoulders, and triceps. First thing players will do, they'll assume a push-up position, hand on the ball. They're going to do a push-up, then roll the ball to the other side. Do a push-up, roll the ball to the other side. As they get comfortable with that, they'll just be able to switch it back and forth, getting full range of motion on every push-up. All right, let's see if we can get 16 of these, 8 each side. Start off slow, and if you can increase speed, that's great. On your own, go ahead. There you go. This is much more challenging than a regular push-up because you've got this instability on the one hand, which is going to make the wrist, shoulder, and elbow work much harder. And the last one we'll do in this series is actually a 2-ball push-up. You'll have a ball under each hand performing a standard push-up. It's going to provide instability in both shoulders, both elbows, and both wrists, and can provide you a greater range of motion because you can go down deeper than on a normal push-up. So down nice and deep, push straight up. Good pause at the bottom, good stretch at the bottom, and straight up. See if you can get 10 of those, just you 2 guys. Down nice and deep. Now for a typical workout that we do here at Montrose, we would not do all of those exercises in one workout. I would pick, of that menu, I would pick any 5 to 6, do them for maybe 15 to 20 reps each, or better yet, even time. You do each one for a minute, minute and 30 seconds. You get a tremendous core and stability workout in about 8 minutes. There are several reasons why this core and stability workout routine is extremely unique. First and foremost, it's creative. The days of just having players do crunches and sit-ups are over. Players want and need to be stimulated with new, innovative exercises. And it's important they understand that they're not just working their abs by doing crunches and sit-ups. There's a lot more to training the core when used for performance in athletics. Another main reason this workout's great is it works your auxiliary muscles. It works muscles of the hands, fingers, forearms, shoulders, ankles, and hips. And lastly, it uses the ball. One thing that all basketball players love is to have a ball in their hands. And by incorporating a basketball in to the core and stability workout, they actually enjoy training their core. As far as your workout parameters are concerned, each exercise in our core and stability routine can have things done to make it harder or easier depending on the fitness level of the athlete performing it. And as far as reps and time, you can do either. For any of the exercises that are done in a static hold position, I recommend that you have athletes hold that for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and 30. Anything where there's movement involved, you can also do for time, or you can do for a certain number of reps. The whole point, though, is getting progressive as workouts continue. And I recommend that players try and work their core 3 to 4 times a week on non-successive days, and the entire core workout may only last 5 to 8 minutes. I hope the drills, exercises, and techniques you got from this video help you put together a championship season. Thank you.